Better World with Education by Malala Yousafzai.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, welcome to my video. My name is Nurhalisa Widya from English Education Department from class TBI-4B. First of all, the purpose of this video is introducing an inspirational figure to motivate us to be enthusiastic about learning and achieving our goals. Before we get started to the video, I want to greet all of you. Salutation everyone, how are you today? I hope all of you in a good condition, so you can enjoy this video. Today, I am going to introduce to all of you about one of remarkable person in history, and maybe her story can inspire us. Are you ready to enjoy this video? So, let's get to know about Malala Yousafzai. One child, one teacher, one book, and one pen can change the world. Have you ever heard this quote before? This quote is from Malala Yousafzai when she delivered her speech at United Nations. Therefore, she became the youngest person ever in the world for winning the world-famous Nobel Peace Prize. Who is Malala Yousafzai? Why did she become such an inspirational person? Then, let's get started to getting know about her. Malala Yousafzai is an activist and become an international symbol, particularly in the terms of education and women's rights. The life of Malala Yousafzai. Malala was born on 12 July 1997 at Swat Valley district in the city of Mingora, located at Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province in Pakistan. A young and brave girl showed her bold in fighting for women's rights and the equal women's right in education. Malala practiced Sunni Muslim and she was raised from low middle class family. Her parents named Ziauddin Yousafzai and Torpeka Yousafzai. Malala was the eldest and has two younger brothers. Their family was fluent to speak Pashto, Urdu, and English. Malala's childhood was totally normal. She attended Kushal Guru High School and college that her father had founded. Her father was a teacher, also a social activist. Because her father's educational influence, Malala worked hard to be an excellent student at school, and she decided to become a doctor. Life under the Taliban. In 2007, Malala's hometown was invaded by Islamic extremists called Taliban. Taliban extremists began to take control and force civilians to practice Sharia law. The Taliban was also destroying all the public facilities, shutting down the girls' school, and they are not allowed women to participate for doing any social activities in society. It was a nightmare for Malala and their family, also the people who lived in Pakistan. At the age of 11, in a press club in Peshawar, the speech was delivered by Malala on September 2008, entitled, "How Dare the Taliban Take Away My Basic Right to Education?" Her impactful and inspirational speech was publicized all over places in Pakistan. In addition to it, the speech was well received, and people were starting to know how the women in Pakistan were fighting for their rights in every aspect of life. In early 2009, a BBC reporter asked Malala's father to find a student to write about their daily life under the Taliban rules. Despite being threatened and worried about his family's safety, Malala's father was agreed to let Malala share her stories with BBC. Malala began to make a blog and write about living under the Taliban's threat that made her and the other girls cannot go to school. In order to protect her identity, she used her pen name Gul Makai. The tragedy, getting shot by the Taliban. On October 9, 2012, 15 years old Malala with her friends on the bus, and they were on their way home from school. Malala and her friends talked about their homework. Suddenly, there were two Taliban members stop the bus. One of the men interrogated the girls and asked who Malala is among them. They were threatened and scared. The man said if they insist for not telling him, he would kill them all. The Taliban didn't like her action and critical thoughts. Therefore, they targeted Malala because she was a threat for Pakistan. Then, there was a shot that injured Malala. A Taliban gunman shot her head and she got seriously injured. The bullet through her head and her shoulder was also injured. Two other girls were hurt too. Malala's recovery. After the incident happened, Malala was in critical condition. Malala was brought to Pakistan Military Hospital, but 4 days later, she was taken to Birmingham, United Kingdom for intensive care. After arriving at United Kingdom, Malala was in a coma condition. She survived, but she had to require multiple surgeries because the wounds on his head and face were seriously damaged. After having many intensive treatments and therapies because of the shot, Malala was finally fully recovered in March 2013. 6 months later, Malala was able to continue her study and began to attend Edgbaston High School for Girls in Birmingham, United Kingdom. Malala's journey as an activist. Despite Malala was getting shot by Taliban, she didn't stop fighting for education for her country. As a result, on July 12 in the year of 2013, she visited New York and delivered her speech on the forum called United Nations. At the same time, she was also celebrated her birthday. And it was the best time ever for her in delivering her precious speech. In her speech, she focused on education for children and women's rights. She was also reminding the world leaders about the policies about how important education is in her country, especially for girls. Malala became a writer and wrote the book about her struggle for going to school and live under Taliban extremists. She wrote her first book entitled with I Am Malala. The girl who stood up for education was shot by the Taliban. Her book published in 2013. Many people interested in her book and they know how women have to fight for their rights, especially in education. Malala, as the writer, mentioned by Time magazines for the category Most Influential People in 2013. Later, she met Queen Elizabeth II and Barack Obama after delivered her powerful and inspirational speech. On 10 October 2014, along with an Indian activist named Kailash Satyarthi, both Malala and Kailash won the Nobel Peace Prize. At that time, Malala was still 17 years old and she got an honorary prize as her powerful speech. Moreover, she became the youngest person ever to get a prize. She won for a reason, not only focused in education, but she was also promoted peace, not violence against Taliban. She dedicated her award for those voiceless and forgotten children and feels frightened and wants peace to change the world. Malala Yousafzai currently being an advocate education and she graduated from Oxford University in 2020. And these days, she has dedicated her life campaigning for women's rights and proper education for all children all around the world. Finally, we are at the end of the video. That was motivational experience from Malala Yousafzai. My heart-tough experience could inspire us and makes us more passionate about studying in school or college to achieve our dream. The reason why I chose her as a motivational figure because she was a fearless person and bring us hope for the brighter future through education. Thank you for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.